Okay, on our way to Capricorn. All right, this week the road ahead could be bumpy. Capricorn, just think of it as four-wheeling. With Mercury retrograde in Libra in your house of career, makes an inconjunct to Uranus in your house of risk-taking. Just when you were thinking of marching into your boss's office and demanding a raise, you find he or she is out of town. That's my luck. This is the universe's way of protecting you. Capricorn, this is not a good day to take a risk, especially involving confrontations or ultimatums. Someone could call your bluff. All right, toward the middle of the week, with Venus in Sagittarius in your house of mysticism, makes a sextile to Saturn in your house of cash money. Today's a good day to activate some prosperity energy for your household by means of magic. Capricorn, gather some currency together and stew it around as you sit on the floor chanting your goals for money. Light a green candle for growth, and now it's in the hands of the universe. Okay. Next up is Aquarius. All right, this week you're making connections and meeting new friends, Aquarius. You are magnetic. Okay, with Mercury retrograde in Libra in your house of travel, making an inconjunct to Uranus in your house of home and family. This is a challenging day to travel. Buses, trains, airplanes, all forms of transportation can go wrong today. If you are planning to go somewhere beyond the local Whole Foods, make a contingency plan. Be flexible and allow for things to go wrong. And most of all, keep your sense of humor. That's so important, people. All right, towards the middle of the week on Wednesday, Venus in Sagittarius in your house of friendships makes a sextile to Saturn in your house of personal magnetism. Today, you may expand your circle of friends. Aquarius, this is a good day to attend a celebration, a meetup group, or a book club, even if it's just a meeting by Zoom. Go figure. All right, guys. Last but not least, we have Pisces. All right, this week it's good to trust yourself and your own ingenuity. Pisces, it's okay to reach for the stars. With Mercury retrograde in Libra in your house of investments, making an inconjunct to Uranus in your house of information. You might be bitten by the Bitcoin bug or have a hankering to buy a box of silver coins. But today, avoid rushing into an investment, especially one of a highly speculative nature. Pisces, this is not a good day to gamble, even if someone gives you a free ride to the racetrack. All right. Towards the middle of the week with Venus in Sagittarius in your house of career, makes a sextile to Saturn in your house into the right direction. When it comes to a situation with a client or supervisor, you may get an offer for a new position or to lead a team. That is going to do it for our weekly overview. Well, let's say our weekly astrology report, huh? Okay, very good. And that brings me to our favorite part of the show. Why am I frozen over here? That's kind of strange. Is this frozen right now? Are we good? Testing 1, 2, 3. I know we're good on IG. I'm concerned. I mean, it's a good picture of me, but now I'm moving. Okay. I see. Okay. It's officially time for vocabulary, guys. I hope you're ready. All right, here we go. Vocabulary number 1 of week 83 is Arctic. Go figure, right? Arctic. Say it with me, everybody. Arctic. Very good. This is an adjective, by the way. It means bitter cold, frigid, very cold in temperature. Pretty simple on that one, huh? All right. Number 2, glacial. Glacial. 1 second. Say it with me, everybody. Glacial. Very good. Okay, glacial is also an adjective. It is suggestive of ice or extremely cold or devoid of warmth and cordiality. Okay, a big chunk of ice, glacial. This is where I live. Okay, up next, we have polar bear. Polar bear. Whoa, polar bear. Say it with me, everybody. Polar bear. There's a polar bear on Instagram right now. If you don't know, you should probably go check it out. Okay. Polar bear, a noun, of course, a large, creamy white carnivorous bear that inhabits Arctic regions. Polar bear. All right. Coming up, number 4, we have caribou. Caribou. Why do I keep doing that? Say it with me, everybody. Caribou. All right. Caribou, of course, is a noun, once again. It's a large, gregarious deer of whole Arctic taiga and tundra that usually has palmate antlers in both sexes. Okay. That's going to bring us to number 5, Patrick the penguin. Penguin. Say it with me, everybody. Penguin. Very good. Okay, penguin, of course, is a noun. Any of various erect, short-legged, flightless aquatic birds of the southern or northern hemisphere. Penguins. Okay. Coming up, number 6, the Arctic fox. Arctic fox. That's because I'm looking at this screen over here. Sorry about that. Don't follow my eyes, Celia. Okay. Okay, where were we? Arctic fox. Say it with me, everybody. Arctic fox. Arctic fox is also a noun, a small migratory whole Arctic fox, especially of coastal Arctic and alpine tundra. All right. Coming up next, we have another Arctic creature, the Arctic wolf. Arctic wolf. Say it with me, everybody. Arctic wolf. Perfect. Okay, another noun, of course, the Arctic wolf is a gray wolf of Arctic regions having white fur and a black tipped tail. Very specific. All right. Another Arctic creature for number 8, Arctic hare. Arctic hare. And I don't mean frozen haircuts. Say it with me, everybody. Arctic hare. This is a giant rabbit, actually. Okay. The Arctic hare is a noun, of course, a gregarious hare of the tundra of Greenland and northern Canada that turns white in winter and is a major food source for Arctic predators such as wolves and snowy owls. I've been known to eat a few Arctic hares too. This is a snack for us polar bears, but nonetheless, very satisfying. All right. On to number 9, we have walrus. Walrus. Say it with me, everybody. Walrus. Eyes straight ahead. Walrus. Very good, guys. Okay. The walrus is also a noun, a large gregarious marine animal of Arctic waters, related to the seals that has limbs modified into webbed flippers, long ivory tusks, a tough wrinkled hide, stiff whiskers, and a thick layer of blubber to stay warm. Okay. Very cool. On to number 10, reindeer. Reindeer. Say it with me, everybody. Reindeer. Mm-hmm. Very good. Okay, once again, reindeer is a noun. Okay, 1 second. I'm having a malfunction here. Okay, it's another large gregarious deer of the whole Arctic taiga and tundra that usually has palmate antlers in both sexes. Okay, once again, reindeer and caribou are close in nature, and I will eat them both. Us polar bears love to eat reindeer and caribou if we can catch them. They're fast. All right. On to number 11, the narwhal. Narwhal. Say it with me, everybody. Lemming. Lemming. Say it with me, everybody. Lemming. Very good. Very good. Okay. Lemming, also a noun, any of various small, short-tailed, furry-footed rodents of circumpolar distribution that are notable for population fluctuations and recurrent mass migrations. That's the lemming. Ooh, I see some love. Somebody's giving us some love. Is that Celia? Thanks for the love. We appreciate that. And coming up last but not least, the seal. Seal. Say it with me, everyone. Seal. Polar bears love to eat seals. You know, we pretty much eat everything in the Arctic. But seals, especially baby ones, oh, good barbecue. That's the best barbecue for us. All right, seals, guys. Another noun, of course. Seal is any of numerous carnivorous marine animals that live chiefly in cold regions and have limbs modified into webbed flippers adapted primarily to swimming. Seals. Oh no, Celia's crying. Hey, polar bears have to eat, Miss Celia. That's what we do. We pretty much just eat all the time. And there's no pizza delivery in the North Pole. Sorry, it's going to have to be seals. All right, guys, that is going to do it for the 83rd edition of the vocabulary. And I think it was mighty descriptive. Not descriptive. Yeah, descriptive. Now you know about 80% of the animals that live in the polar Arctic. McDonald's here in the North Pole, so bad, not tasty at all. I would rather have a McSeal than a Big Mac. Just saying. All right, guys, we're going to learn about some Arctic animals now. Time I've been waiting for. And I'm going to share it all with you right now. All right. And it looks like we're going to start with the Arctic fox. Okay. Arctic fox is also sometimes called the polar fox, white fox, or snow fox, are true animals of the far north. They live their whole lives above the northern tree line in the Arctic tundra. It's a cute little guy. I like him. I'll bet polar bears eat those too. All right, average height or weight, 3 to 8 kilos. Average length, 75 to 110 centimeters long. That's really not that long. They're kind of small, including a tail around 30 centimeters. Tall, okay, they're 30 centimeters tall at the shoulder. Females slightly smaller than males, okay. Breeding season. Arctic foxes from monogamous pairs through a breeding season, which is April to May. Though often several females will live together in a large and complex den that can be many years old, even centuries. Typically, they have litters of 5 to 8, but maybe as many as 25. Ooh, that's a lot of snacks for me. The most of any carnivore. Sometimes young non-breeding foxes will live in the den also and help to raise the pups from the following year. Okay, that's pretty cool. They help each other out. Estimated world population, several 100,000. Wide fluctuations as a result of varying prey numbers and a rapid ability to produce. Their diet, a wide range of food. The main prey is lemmings. They will hunt and catch other small animals and will also scavenge food from beneath seabird colonies on cliffs and leftovers from predators such as polar bears. They will take eggs where possible from tundra nesting birds, though are not entirely carnivorous, also eating berries and seaweed when available. How do you feel about that, Celia? Arctic foxes can be vegetarians. My God, there's so much to read. Okay, a family of foxes can get through several dozen lemmings a day. They will eat young ringed seals when they are vulnerable in the snow den, shortly after they are born, in the same manner that they attack lemmings beneath the snow, detecting them by sound and then jumping on and punching through the covering snow layer. Conservation status, least concern. Okay, that's good. That means there's still a lot of them. All right, next we have the Arctic hare. That's a big rabbit. Yeah, it is. 2.5 to 5.5 kilos. Wow. Females tend to be larger than males. Okay, average length, 48 to 68 centimeters long and a short tail of 3 to 8 centimeters. All right, their breeding season is completely different. April to mid-September, usually 1 or 2 litters per year with 5 to 6 leverets at a time. A depression in the ground or under rocks for shelter is used as a nest, usually lined with moss, fur, and grass. Once born, the young are left by the female, who only returns to feed them with milk every 18 hours or so. They are fully weaned at 8 to 9 weeks. Okay, the estimated world population, unknown. Widespread species with what are thought to be healthy populations through little monitoring, though little monitoring is taking place. Okay, diet and feeding. Many herbivorous, mainly herbivorous, though can act as an opportunist predator or scavenger. They eat a wide range of foods, mosses, lichens, buds, berries, leaves, roots, woody plants, seaweed, and bark, depending on the season and availability. During the winter, they will dig through the snow to find buried food. Okay, conservation status, least concern, plenty of hares for me to eat. All right. Yeah, I'm going to skip past some of these birds. Okay, we'll do snowy owl. Why not? Beautiful. Okay, the snowy owl. Get rid of that. There we go. Oh, let's see. The weight is 1.3 to 2.5 kilos. Length 50 to 70 centimeters. I can't talk all of a sudden. Wingspan 116 to 183. And wing cord 35 to 48 centimeters. All right, the females are larger than males, which is thought to help them better withstand food shortages while incubating eggs and brooding the young on the nest. We're just going to kind of scan through some of this stuff. We only have so much time here. Okay, snowy owls breed on open tundra between the tree line and the coast. They're usually monogamous and mate for life. The nest is a shallow scrape on the ground and tends to be in somewhat of an elevated position. 5 to 8 white eggs are laid in May, but this may be up to 14 in years with very high lemming populations. The eggs are laid at 2-day intervals, and each hatches after 32 to 34 days, leading to chicks that are different in size and maturity. They have the nest about 25 days, leave the nest about 25 days after hatching, and are fledged after 50 to 60 days in August. Here's something sad. Estimated world population, 28,000. Population decreasing. Oh man, I hate to see that. Conservation status vulnerable. So sad. Okay, it looks like snowy owls mainly hunt at dawn and dusk, particularly in the summer when there are chicks to feed. Okay, small prey are swallowed whole with the indigestible parts, bones, teeth, fur, and feathers being produced as owl pellets 18 to 24 hours later. Okay, so they eat a bunch of rodents, lemmings probably. All right. The Arctic woolly bear moth. Okay. 2-week period in the warmer days of late spring and early summer when the non-feeding adults emerge, mate, and lay their eggs and die. Feeding and diet. Okay, a whole range of plant foods. Okay, of course. Distribution, northern Canada on the mainland and northern island. Predators, around 75% of all
Recording in progress.
All right. Average weight, pretty big, 32 to 70 kilos. Average length, 100 to 180 centimeters long. Okay, the breeding pattern, as with other kinds of wolves, only the top-ranking alpha and beta females in a pack will be allowed to mate and reproduce. Hold on one second, guys. on IG. All right, and we're back, guys. Had a little technical snafu. No problem there. We killed that in no time. Okay, on to, well, let me share screen. I guess I dropped it. Okay, let's talk about who said that. This ensured that possibly scarce food resources at their critical time will not be spread too thin across too many pups, which could lead to the death of all or many of them. Up to 12 pups are born at a time. All right, estimated world population only 200,000. Not much. Still quite a bit, but not much. Well, what do they eat? A wide variety of food sources. The majority is of large herbivores such as moose, caribou, deer, elk, etc., etc. Also, smaller prey animals are eaten along with livestock, carrion, and garbage. Arctic wolves are opportunistic, as are many predators. They are mostly located in North America and Greenland, but not extending into mainland Europe or Asia. We have the big wolves back home in North America. Oh, yeah. All right. Next up, we have the moose or the elk. That's a big boy right there. Okay, males. What's going on? Stop it. There we go. Average weight 300 to 700 kilos for a male. Females are 200 to 490 kilos. Just say 500 kilos. Come on. Okay. Average length 2.4 to 3.1 meters, head and body. Hey, Nancy. Welcome to the show. We're talking about Arctic animals, as you can see. Okay. Let's see, their antlers, only the males have antlers. A mature bull has antlers that are typically 1.2 to 2 meters wide. We're learning about all different shapes and sizes of Arctic animals, Nancy. I'm glad you could join us today. I'm great. How are you? Yeah, I just had my polar bear breakfast and I'm ready. Okay. Their breeding season is September to October, when the males bellow to attract males or mates. Ooh, males don't want to attract males, and warn off other bulls. The antlers are used to attract mates and repel rivals alike. Calves are around 14 kilos at birth. They stay with their mother until the mating season. Like many herbivores, they are quite well developed when born and will be able to outrun a human at 5 years old. Ooh, there's a lot of these. Estimated world population. There are thought to be about 1 million moose in North America and 1.3 million across Eurasia or European populations. Wow. It looks like the population has increased dramatically in the last 50 years. All right, they're herbivores. So they eat high grasses, shrubs, and trees. We'll cut that one short. Conservation status, not concerned. There's plenty of these beasts running around. Okay. Let's go with the narwhal next, huh? Look at those beautiful horns that narwhals have. They're like a unicorn. So cool. Okay, the average weight, 800 to 1,600 kilos. Wow. Average length, 395 to 550 centimeters long, not including their tusks. Okay. Breeding season, narwhals breed at the end of the winter out in deep water. Gestation lasts for about 14 to 16 months, and the following summer, calves are born in shallow water where the whales migrate in the summer months. They have one calf every 3 years or so and become reproductive after 5 years for females and 8 years for males. The estimated world population, 75,000. That's not much. Okay, feeding and diet, a limited range of fish, Greenland halibut, Arctic cod, polar cod, squid, and shrimp with occasional others. Looks like they eat a lot of fish. Other than the tusked narwhals are toothless. No one has seen them feeding in the wild as it happens in the depths of icy seas, but it is thought they ingest their prey with a powerful suck. They, they breathe these fish in. Wow. Conservation status near threatened. Okay, distribution. High Arctic Ocean. Unlike many other whales, they don't migrate away from this region, remaining through the winter months. Most are found in the fjords of northeastern Canada and western Greenland. Their predators are killer whales and polar bears. I eat narwhals. Okay. Next up, we're going to do the polar bear, baby. That's right. Me. We're talking about me now. Finally, the biggest and the best animal in all of the Arctic. All right. Okay, my average weight is 350 to 700 kilos. Adult females about half this weight. Average length, 2.2 to 2.5 meters long, including a very short tail of 7.5 to 12.5 centimeters. Breeding season, pups born from November to February in a den in the depths of winter. Usually 2 pups are born and weigh about 1 kilo. The pups and mothers survive on the mother's fat reserves. The pups are about 15 kilograms by the time they emerge. Females breed around once every 3 years. So in any given year, there are 3 times more breeding males than females. Estimated world population, 20,000 to 25,000, not much. Okay, diet and feeding. The main and preferred food of polar bears is seals, as I said, especially baby seals, which are caught out on the sea ice. As adults, they mostly eat the blubber, but will also eat the meat for protein while still growing. Beyond this, they are opportunistic carnivores, and they will resort to berries, roots, or seaweed if there really is nothing else. Conservation status, vulnerable. Not good. Okay, predators, none other than man. We are the kings of the polar zone. That's right. It's tough to be the best. Okay, let's take a look at reindeer caribou. All right, average weight 60 to 300 kilos. Average length 160 to 200 centimeters long, plus a short tail of 14 to 20 centimeters. Females are smaller than males. The extent of the difference varies in the different subspecies. Domesticated reindeer have shorter legs and are heavier than wild reindeer or caribou. See, reindeer or caribou are different. Close, but different. All right, breeding season. First coffee. Mating is from late September to early November when males compete with each other for access to females. Most encounters between males are dealt with at a distance without contact, though this does happen by locking antlers and pushing when a pair of males both think they are the strongest. A successful male may mate with 15 to 20 females during this time. Wow. The requirement for constant vigilance against other males during the mating season means that dominant males have no time to eat and lose much of their stored reserves. A male may only be able to display this level of dominance for 1 season in his lifetime when he is large enough at around 6 years old. Calves are born in May or June. Newborns can follow the mother within about an hour of birth. They start to graze after about 45 days, but continue to suckle from their mothers as a supplement for several months. Estimated world population, 1 million worldwide. fluctuations that appear to be cyclic over 40 to 60 years. Cyclic? Not sure. Feeding and diet. In the summer months, reindeer eat sedges, grasses, herbs, ferns, and mosses on the tundra. They will also eat shoots and leaves of trees when available, being particularly fond of willow and birch. They have been recorded as being opportunistic carnivores, eating lemmings, bird eggs, and Arctic char. In the winter months, they feed almost exclusively on lichens and fungi, when they often gain access by sweeping snow and ice away with their antlers and or hooves. Reindeer have the unique adaptation amongst mammals of having an enzyme called lichenase, which enables them to break down tough lichens to release glucose. Not concerned conservation. Okay. They're predators. Reindeer are predated upon by mainly wolves, which hunt them in packs, particularly in the winter. The calves in the calving season are subject to heavy predation, mainly by golden eagles and sea eagles, but also by wolverine and less commonly brown bears and polar bears. All right. Let's check out the wolverine. Ooh, wolverines are ferocious little beasts. All right. Wolverines average weight 9 to 25 kilos. Average length 65 to 107 centimeters long, plus a tail of 17 to 26 centimeters. 20 to 30 centimeters shoulder height, 30 to 45 centimeters. Females are about 30% smaller than males. All right, breeding season. Wolverines are polygamous. Successful breeding males form long relationships with 2 or 3 females. Aww. They have girlfriends. The breeding season is in the summer, though. The species practices delayed implantation, whereby the embryo is held in a kind of stasis until the time it is more appropriate to continue development. Implantation won't take place if food is scarce. The young are born between late February and April. Sexual maturity is reached at 2.5 years old. Life expectancy, only 4 to 6 years. Okay, wolverines have a very large home range in the region of 65 to 200 square kilometers for females and 620 or more males that overlap the range of several females, so population densities are naturally low. The world population is unknown. The highest numbers are found in Canada and Alaska, probably in the low tens of thousands. Scandinavian and Russian populations are in the high hundreds or low thousands. Very little. The enormous range of wolverines brings them frequently into contact and conflict with people. Populations are generally declining and they are becoming endangered in some parts of the range. Sad. Okay, feeding and diet. The wolverine's Latin name gullo means glutton, indicative of their feeding style, which is an adaptation of potentially food scarcity, especially in the winter. They will feed opportunistically on almost any animal food they find. Most of their diet consists of carrion, though they will hunt almost any animal they encounter that is smaller or the same size as they are. They will also attack much larger animals, such as adult deer, especially if they are weakened or incapacitated by deep snow. They are a very well-equipped carnivore with sharp, strong claws, powerful jaws, and a thick hide. They will defend their food, whether they have killed or found it, against much larger predators, even wolves or bears, and successfully take a kill from other predators. In the winter in particular, they will hide excess food away if it is too much to eat in one go, so that other carrion eaters won't get it. This is especially important to nursing females. Okay, conservation status, least concern, though with a declining population and increasingly coming into conflict with humans, is less likely to be reassessed as more at risk in the future. Distribution: circumpolar usually is isolated wooded regions. Females give birth to their young in dens dug in the snow. This tends to restrict them to areas where the snow doesn't melt until late into the spring. Predators: wolves and bears. That's right, I eat wolverines. The main predator, though, is man. Wolverine may come into conflict with reindeer herders and sheep farmers. They are also been traditionally hunted for their superior fur. That's sad. All right, let's do the musk oxen. That's a big boy right there. Okay, they are average weight of 180 to 410 kilos. Average height 1.1 to 1.5 meters tall at the shoulder, appear to be larger than they are due to the thick, long coat and large head. They are smaller than bison, which they resemble. Bison can be twice the weight of a musk ox. Okay, breeding. Musk oxen are harem breeders in which males compete for dominance, with the winner breeding with all females in oestrus. Females usually give birth to a single calf every year or every 2 or even 3 years if feeding conditions have not been favorable. The young are born after an 8-month pregnancy. Twins are uncommon and rarely survive. The young are very well developed at birth, being up and feeding around 45 minutes. Wow. They are able to follow their mother back to the herd a few hours later. All right, estimated world population, 150,000 worldwide, of which about 75% are in Canada. Feeding and diet: generalized herbivores eating whatever plant material they can readily find. In the summer months, this is by preference soft, nutritious grasses and other wild plants. Their feces are moist and still high in nutrients at this time, indicating that food is abundant enough that they don't need to try too hard to absorb all of the nutrition from it. Instead, they can take the easy to get at nutrients and then go for more food rather than retaining food in the digestive system for a long time to fully digest it. In the winter months, they turn to roots, dwarf willow and dwarf birch, lichens, mosses, and other vegetation that they can access beneath the snow. At this time, the fecal matter is dry and has little nutritional value, suggesting a slower process through the digestive system that leads to more thorough removal of nutrients itself as a result of less plentiful and less nutritious food. Okay, conservation status, least concern, there's plenty. Distribution: Arctic North America to Greenland, native to the far north, found in treeless tundra. They were introduced to the other areas around the Arctic during the 20th century, where they had previously died or been hunted to extinction. Hunters. Okay, they're predators. Arctic wolves are the main predator and may account for up to 50% of all mortality. Grizzly bears and polar bears are occasional predators, mainly of calves and infirm adults. By the way, musk ox, singular, musk oxen, plural. More vocabulary. Okay. I think we have time for one more. Which one should we do? Beluga? Yeah, I think beluga. Why not? I think this is going to be the last one. Okay, beluga. This is perfect, by the way. Weight up to 1,600 kilos. From 600 kilos for adults, males are about 25% larger than females. Average length 2.5 to 6 meters long. Reproduction: the breeding is from February to May. It is thought that belugas have delayed implantation of a few weeks or months, where the development of a fertilized egg is paused according to environmental conditions, so that birth occurs at a more favorable time. The length of gestation is not fully known, but thought to be over a year, between 12 and possibly up to 15 months. The calves are born between March and September, depending on the location, generally over a month or two at any one particular place. Belugas are born dark gray and become more pale as they get older, becoming white by the time they reach sexual maturity at about 8 years old. Estimated world population, 200,000. Okay, belugas are diverse feeders. Their preferred prey depends on the location of a population, though it is generally fish such as salmon, herring, and Arctic cod. They also feed on a variety of other available marine prey such as squid, octopus, shrimp, and crab. Conservation status, least concern, it is thought there are some large but uncounted subpopulations, while others may be endangered locally. Distribution, circumpolar around much of the Arctic. Sometimes individuals are found down to more temperate northern latitudes. Okay. Predators, polar bears, and orcas, killer whales, predate on belugas across their whole Arctic range. Okay. You know what? We have time. Let's do one more. The only one we didn't do is the Arctic tern, right? Yep. All right. Last but not least, that's a bird. All right. Their average weight are 95 to 120 grams. So small compared to what we've been talking about. Average length, 33 to 39 centimeters long. Wingspan, 66 to 77 centimeters. Breeding season, April, May in the Arctic summer. When the young have fledged and become independent, then they fly to Antarctica, where they winter during the Antarctic summer, before flying back again to the Arctic to breed the following year. There's some big grammar mistakes in there. Okay, estimated world population, 2 million individuals, 500 to 900,000 breeding pairs in Europe. Feeding and diet. Opportunistic feeders, they feed on fish and larger zooplankton, such as krill, especially when in Antarctica. They catch their prey by seeing them from the air, searching and hovering, much like conservation status, a conservation priority in some parts of the range. Distribution, circumpolar around the Arctic, including many islands native to the far north, usually found in treeless tundra. Predators, nests are vulnerable as they are generally on the ground. Arctic foxes, polar bears, and mink may take eggs and chicks. You need to they should live in the trees. And it would be pretty hard for predators if they would just put their nests up high, right? All right, guys, that is going to do it. That was so awesome. We learned so much about Arctic animals. I had a fabulous time today. We had a few special guests on IG. Listen, guys, this was great. Come back for number 84. I already know what it is, and it's going to be special. So be there next Sunday. Until then, everybody have a great week. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you soon. Ciao.